What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Apologize for the delay, but I was out longer than I thought I would be out. But it's all good. We're going to go through these setups, and I'm going to show you a technique that you can use to trade higher volatility assets like gold, silver, things like that. So if I don't do that, remind me to show you that. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let me share my screen. Aloha, Emmeline. Good morning. Let's go ahead and get to it. We're going to start from the bottom. Remember last week we marked up, this was USD CH, the US dollar against the Swiss franc. And I told you all, if it broke through, here's the target. Look what happened. Bingo! Telling y'all, people sleeping on these Sunday setups. So let's look at potentials. We're going to start with a naked chart. So I always like to start at the 4 hour. It formed a clear resistance right here. The breakout, if you look, people always ask about how to find support, how to find resistance. Well, sometimes you can just see it. So this area is not a particular price. It's an area. So the breakout was right in here. If you draw a rectangle, that's why I'm always telling people the price really doesn't matter. It's the zone you're looking for. This was the breakout. So this is what you will be looking for. If price comes back into this area here and does not break out, you should be looking to buy it back up. Now let's see potential areas that it can go to. So the first area is this first level. If you look closely, see all of the activity around in this area. It's a lot of activity right in here. Well, family, that's our first target. Remember, I always say you target the noise. So price could potentially come here. It could also potentially stop where it is. If you look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is on the daily. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means on the 4 hour, you should see a pretty decent amount of activity around this area. So let's check. Let me put a box here so we can identify it when we drop down to lower time frame. See? So you have two areas of interest right now. So let's move that. Let's move this. All right. So here's your area of interest. See what price does around this area. Look for a possible rejection. If it rejects here, then we're buying it up to first target. So this will be a first target again. Your second target is right up into these areas. So we'll put a second target here. Let's see how many pips that is. So let's say it comes down. See, that's 100 pips. So you're looking for a potential buy limit. As we know, there's no telling what the market did. We'll call this a potential. This is another potential buy zone. So we're looking for either rejection here or rejection here. If it does not reject, I want to show you all something. Remember, I've been trading this down since October. See this? So we can get a rejection here and back up into these areas. But overall, I still think that we will come down into these areas. Right in here. If price continues down, you don't even need a retest here because this is the retest on a downtrend. If it breaks down, this is your sell target. So this will be the first one. This will be a second one. Why don't we need a retest? Well, it is retesting. On the downtrend, I want you to see if this makes sense. It's in a downtrend right now. See this? It is literally retesting on the downtrend. So it does not need a retest. If it breaks through, sell it down. Make sense? So let's come down. Yep, here we go. If it breaks out of here, I would put a sell right here. This will be my sell zone. So, yep. See if that makes sense. Yep, good. All right, so this is what we're looking for again. So let me remove some noise so we can clean these charts up. If it rejects around the 89836 area, buy it back up. If it continues down, as soon as it breaks out, you can sell it. So the potential buy zone is a first take profit on a sell. If it continues to go down, here are your targets down here. So first target, especially if it breaks below here. There's your first target for 30 pips. Don't be greedy. Take what you can get. That's a 30 pip target. Your second target is right here. That's another 20 pips. Third target right in here. All you're doing is targeting right around the whole numbers. Keep it simple. And after your second target, I will let it ride, but you can take the fourth right in here. So let's not be greedy. There you go. Simple. But I still think that it will come down in here. So I call this a long-term target. And I should have stayed in it from October because I knew it was going to come down. So I'll put this into the group as USD Chef. First one. And you all know if you have questions, please ask them, whatever you need to do. We did it on USD JPY. Remember I said, if it continues up, here's our target, and we hit both targets. Better stop sleeping on these Sunday setups, dog. So I am going to leave this because I still like this. So right here, nice and clean. Look for a continuation. So we'll call this potential buy zone. And we'll be going up. Remove this. If it breaks out, if it breaks below this, sell it down. So this will be a first target. Let's see how many pips that is right here. Perfect. First target, second target. Bring this up here. If you notice, all I'm doing is coming to where noise is. Keep this thing simple. Come to where noise is. So this is a potential, it should be above. Potential sell zone right here. Real tight. Real tight. Nice and clean. Let's see what the overall is. Oh yeah. So we could, how I trade, because of what's happening now, if you look at the overall trend. So pay attention right in these areas, because we could get a break of structure. We were making lower highs. Well, lower lows and lower highs. So lower highs, let me just show you. See, we're making lower highs. That means we're in a downtrend. If this rejects and comes back, then we have a break of structure, because now we made a lower high, but we matched that lower high. So this is, all of this is a key area. So pay attention to what happens here. If we get rejection, you can buy it up. So a potential target actually is right up in these areas. But we're not going to be greedy, so we'll leave that as it is. And let's see what we can get out of it. So it's still pretty clean. Just be patient, pay attention. All right, let's see USD Cad. USD Cad is ready for the drop. Let's see what kind of structure we have. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna leave this as is because I believe it's ready for the drop. So right here, this is a potential sell zone. Targets are already set. If it rejects, buy it back up. Very simple. So buy zone. If you look, see this activity here, this was support, all of this. So right now, that is resistance. So this is what I like to call no man's land right here. This was a very simple markup. I'm starting to think some of the educators looking at my Sunday setups too, because their setups look similar to mine. What y'all think? Hit all of those. Look. Hit them all. Look at this pattern right here. Look at this pattern. That's a very key pattern for a sell indication. Whenever you see a bullish candle come into a doji and then a change, that's an indication of a sell right here. So what I like for this particular pair, let's look at the overall trend. So we had an uptrend, we had consolidation, we had a little breakout, made a higher high, but we failed to make a higher high. We made a lower high. We had a retest of that area. Now we may be on the way back down. So let's see what happens right in here. I like this for a potential sale. This would actually be my sell zone though, right here. Because the market is already open. Not open, because the market has moved since the close. Here's a potential sell zone right here. And your buy zone is just above that area. Let's see how many pips that would be for. Yep, there we go. I like this as it is too. Yeah, I like that. Let's see what we got in the chat. Antoine, they stay scheming. Yes, Ty, that was an evening star. Good call. Good call. Good call. I apologize, my markups for AUD Cad because I was trading this on a binary, so but we get to start fresh. So right now, as you can see, we are in an uptrend. So I like this. But this is what I want you to look for here. Even though it's an uptrend, you are experiencing a downtrend within an uptrend. If you look here, right here. So it's forming a wedge pattern. So these are your key areas right here. This is what you can look for. Keep it simple. Nice support area right in here. Very nice support area. So keep it simple. Look for a bounce off of this back up. If it doesn't, here's your sell zone right under this trend line. Right up under this trend line. So this setup is not as clean. So you look for a push, a come back into this area, and then a push up right here. If not, just take it down. Like I said, this is not as clean. But it's still there. This is one of those things where you just have to train your eyes, and that comes from practice, markups, things like that. So let me attempt to clean it up a little bit. look at the daily. Yeah. If this thing continues up, here's your first target right here. So this is your area of interest. This is your buy zone. It's already set up for you. And I actually think it will continue to that target as a retest. If it breaks below this area right here, and I want to say right in here, this will be a sell zone. Yep, right there. First target, 27. Second target. Notice I'm targeting doubles. If it breaks below here, you can ride this thing all the way to here. But instead of being greedy, let me mark it and let's drop down to see what we can get out of it. So my next target is here with the noise. My next target is right in here. All right. I'll leave these trend lines on so you all can see how and why I marked them up. I might want to come back and add it. There we go. That's AUD Cad. AUD Chef I was about to say should be similar. Look at that. There's the buy. $70 pips in profit. Stop sleeping on the Sunday setups. This is your new buy zone. Right here. Let's see what it's doing though. So it's been in the downtrend, but this is a huge retest. In that retest, remember when you trade smaller time frames, you're trading pullbacks within larger time frames. Give you a better, see? This is the weekly. You see it's in a downtrend. So all of this is nothing but a retracement within a larger time frame. So we drop down to look for potential opportunities. So this is your buy zone up to here. You can look for sales. You may be able to look for sales right in at this first target. Let's drop down. See what we have. Yeah. If it does not reject here, if it rejects, because some more experienced traders will tell you that after 3 touches on the 4th, it breaks through. So this will be the 3rd touch of this zone. Look, touch once, rejected. Came up, touched twice, rejected. It's coming for a 3rd time. If it does not break, this sell zone becomes your target. This is where you get the money. So right here, I'll put another horizontal line right in here for a sell zone. So again, I'm gonna put this in the chat. A lot of people probably won't understand it because they're not on the session. You're on the session. If it rejects, sell it down, because we have 2 touches where it failed to reject. You have to be patient though. You can't say it rejected because you see 1 candle drop. That's when you have to drop down to the 15, the 5 to get the behavior of price action. Excuse me 1 second, y'all. What are the faster moving Forex pairs I like to trade? I don't trade Forex pairs really, Antoine. I trade NAS, SPX, gold. If I trade pairs, it'll be the USD JPY and the GBP pairs. I also, because I saw what was happening with USD Chef, I trade those. All these other pairs I mark up because people always ask me about them. Remember what I say, you don't trade all of these. You pick 2 or 3. Those are the ones you trade. So if we come down to the 15, you'll see you have a lot more margin. It doesn't look like a lot when you're on larger time frames, but on the 15, 1 hour, it's a lot. So look for rejection here. If it rejects, sell down. So let's find some intermediate targets. Yep. Right in here. Actually, it will come down right here. That's why I use my pivots too. Okay. Yep. Right in here. Second area, target. Third area, target. Let's do 4. Now these targets does not mean that's where it will go. That's where we hope it goes, but we can secure profits along the way. But long term, I think it's coming way back down here. So my targets here were pretty good. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. All right. AUD shift. I'm going to post these trades or go back. They're posted in the group. Cool, Sharon. I like that people are starting to get it. Cool, Antoine. Cool. All right. Telling y'all, stop sleeping on these Sunday setups. Look at that buy zone. Look what happened. $110 pips. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it because we have yet to retest these areas. So I'm just going to leave this as it is. I think we have a little more gas in AUD JPY. Unless something drastic happens, I think it'll come up to this next target. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. That was it. Key area. Let's come clean here. See this wick activity on the 4 hour? This rejection around this area? That's why I had that as a target. So my sell zone is right up in here. Right in here. One touch, rejection. Near, come back. 2 touch, rejection. 3 touch, rejection. Now it's coming back. This may be the breakout. That's why it was a target. If it breaks out, your target is already set. So I'm gonna leave this as well. If it does not break out, we're selling it back. Here's the first target right in here. Second target is where price was, the low. Third target here. If it breaks below this, we can come all the way down here. Why? Look at this candle. Has yet to be mitigated. Whenever you see long candles like this, just know at some point that candle has to be taken out. GBP USD. GBP JPY is similar. If it breaks, there's your target right there. So this is a buy zone. This is a target. If we drop down too far over, we don't feel like scrolling. See, my target is right where the pivot was. So the next target is this next pivot area. This is a sell zone. That's the target. GBP USD. The buy zone is this target area, Antoine. If it breaks, we're taking it to the next target. Target. Turn this off, clean it up. Let's get rid of that one. There we go, that's enough. I'd like to get at least, yeah. Bring that down. Let's be a little less greedy. And if it breaks, we take it up. So your area of interest is where price is right now. We don't know how it's going to be when the market's open. So we just keep an eye out. There you go. If you guys trade with discipline, we have more than enough setups every week for you to make some serious money. I'll come back to AUD and AUD, gold and silver. It's just violated that head and shoulders like it wasn't even there. Daniel, I'll post them in our trading group. You know, I'm not messing with Ripple right now, but if somebody wants a markup, I'll come back and mark it up and drop it in the group, but I'm not going over it. All indices hit all the targets. If buys and sells. If you call either one of them, you made out very well. So let's go fresh now. We continuously make higher highs. You're getting rejection activity. So this is your buy zone right here. By buy zone, I mean breakouts, because it's two trains of thought. You can buy at the bottom, which is a premium price, or you can buy a breakout. So that's when I say buy zone, it's a breakout. Me personally, I like to buy at premium pricing, so I buy at rejections of support, if that makes sense. So for instance, right here, if I got a push down but it rejected, I would buy it back up. But this would be a breakout to the downside, so I would sell it here. Does that make sense? And here's my first area of interest right here. And then I break that up along the way. So about right here. This would be my sell zone. Let's see what we can get from here to here. That's good for SPX. SPX does not move like a NAS or a US30. So 10 pips, which is equivalent to 100 pips on Forex, is good. Although it has been moving more aggressively as of late. Sell zone is set. All right, I'll post Ripple in the group. So this is SPX. Drop down to the 1 hour, 15 minute, all of those. See, when we drop down, you get different areas. So this would be a sell zone right here. Actually, you can get one here too. So on the 15, let's make that a sell zone. Targets. Let's target where price was right here. And then you can adjust these accordingly. I just prefer trading the indices on the larger time frames. There we go. Perfect. This is a 15-minute chart. So you're getting a push up on NAS. So let's bring out the pivots. So right here. If it breaks out, buy it. Sell zone is right where the low was. So if it breaks below, we're selling it. And we can start taking partials along the way. Notice I'm targeting pivots. NAS tends to make bigger moves. That's why you'll see targets that we have set up and price will be way above or way below. That's okay. You don't need it all. You just need a little bit. That's the 4 hour. So let's see how we look on the 15. Still like it. So this target here, we can bring there, and I'll add one here. All right. German 30 is already set up for you right here. Look at this. This is on the 15-minute. It's already set up. So now you want to see if price will come back around this part and reject. If so, just buy it up. Up into this noise. I'll leave that as it is. Now let's see what we have. If you sell breakouts, buy or trade breakouts, here's your sell zone. It's nice and clean. First target is right here. I'll be looking for a potential rejection. Look for a potential sale here. If it breaks out, the next target, because this is an all-time high, I believe, we can use pivots to, you know what? This is a good lesson for Fibonacci. Watch this. Let me turn the pivots off. All right, this is a daily. So, see if this makes sense. This is support. How do we know? This was a high. It made a higher high. It came back to the same area. Made a higher high again. It came back to the same area. So this is a valid area of support. Not a price, an area. So how do we determine how far it could potentially go? That's where the fibs come in. Body to body, The next area on the fib is a potential target. When you don't have previous highs, that's where the Fibonacci is a great tool. Same thing coming down. This time I'm going wick to wick. So potential is, if you look, all of this noise is right around that fib level. So stuff works if you know how to work it. Let's drop down, get some targets. Key level, another target. Again, I'm targeting doubles. And then another target. Nice and clean. Of course, you wouldn't wait from here to here to take profit. You would trail your stop loss along the way. But on a longer term markup, based on the Fibonacci's, this would be a daily target. So I'm dropping back down to the 1 hour. Capture this and post it. And then the dirty 30. Beautiful. Look at that. Stop sleeping on the Sunday setups. That's all I am going to say. This is a new buy zone. Okay, we've been higher, so our next target, this is US 30, so we'll take the 260 pips here for potential target. We'll take these for potential target, and we'll take the high for potential target. Anything beyond that, we need to do fibs because it's never been that high. Now let's look for intermediate entries. So some would argue that this is a buy zone, which it could be. Right here, from here to here. 220 pips. So we can mark this as a buy zone on the 15, but you have to take shorter targets. So it's up to you. So we'll mark that as a target. Sell zone right here. Targets are these bottoms. And this low. That's what that dotted line, that faint dotted line, that was a previous close or something to that effect. Right here. This target is a sell target. And right in here. If it breaks out of this area, you see all of this silence. Remember I always say, make money in silence. If it comes here, you can catch all of this at least to right here. So just be on the lookout this week. It's poised for a drop. Dirty 30. Yes, 30. Let's do this gold. Watch this. This is the way I trade gold. I look for breaks of structure. So for example, if you look in this area right here, here was a break of structure. Right here. So it broke out of, you had a head and shoulder pattern, and then it just dropped. There's the break of structure. If you want to be picky, you can bring it down here. It doesn't matter. I like it right there. It came back to retest that area, dropped again, and then it broke out. So if we extend this over, it follows this all the way over. It came back to retest this area. Then it dropped. It came back and broke out. But when it broke out, look what it did. It came back to retest it. That's when it took off. Why am I saying this? Well, with gold, you want to wait for retests. You want to wait for retests. Break out once, yes, if you catch it, you can make money. But if you wait for the retest, you can get in on the retest. It's minimal drawdown, and you can catch the wave. It came back to this area, broke out. Now look, it's retesting this area again. So what do we need to do? Be patient and wait for it. If you want to, go ahead and buy it up. But this is your key area on gold. Here's another strategy. Watch this. When you get the breakout, take your fill, go from the swing to the swing. You want to wait for it to come. Make sure I came right. Yep. Let me reverse it. Swing. And it's a rough swing. I'm not. All right. 0 down. We usually will wait for it to come back into the 618-ish 0.5 area, but it broke above. But it came back to retest this area. See if y'all catch this. 618, that's your area with gold. 618. That's the magic area with gold. Don't believe me? Look. Here's the swing. It came down, it swung up, here's the drop. 0 to 1. It broke above the 618, so we wouldn't sell it back. We be patient. It breaks out. Look where it comes back to. 618. Then it shoots off. It just bounces off of the 618. Then it drops. Look where it comes back to. 618. Bounce. Look what it comes back to. 618, bounce. So here's the 618 again. Now I said you can buy it back, but let's be even more careful. Here's the 618 again. If it breaks above the 618, buy it all the way to this area. If it doesn't, watch this. We sell it back down to previous areas. Target. And then the next level on the fib, target. Did that make sense? Let me know if that made sense. Let's have a quiz. What's the key area with gold? It's one of those quizzes where the answers are on the board. What's the key area with gold? Thank you. 618, 618, 618. This is not Doc's opinion. I'm telling you what happens. And you see it. Look at this. 618. Bam. 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 618. 618. Rhonda, is Rhonda on the call? Money Rhonda, you on the call? She might not be on. I'll tell Rhonda, wait till it comes to the 618 area, Rhonda. Wait till it comes. I know you want to get in. Wait till it comes to the 618. 618 is your area. Let's come here. All right. Look at this. I just drew a new one. Here's the top. I came down to the bottom. What do you know? Let me do it the other side. We had bounces here. It broke out. Came to the 618 here. Let's see. Here's our area here. If it doesn't break here, we'll sell it back down. If it breaks, we're going to come all the way up here. Target at the 618. I'm going to leave all of this on here for you to study. You don't have to trade it. I just want you to study it. I'll put a line here as a target. I'll put a line at this. All I'm doing is hitting Fibonacci levels. Key areas right in here. I'll remove that one because that will add too much noise. I'll leave that just like that. So if it rejects around this area, sell it down 618 and below. So see what it happens first here. See if it rejects the 618. If it does, sell it down. First target is here. Second target is this fib. Then we'll catch this fib. Key area 618. Bounce, sell down. Break, first target, which is around the 0.25 area. Second target, 0.5. Third target, 618. So I'll leave that. Yes, Antoine, I'll do silver because silver is similar. Look around 618. That's gold and silver. Silver should be similar. Let's see. Never tested on silver, just tested it on gold. Swing. Swing. I'm going body to body, so I'm gonna have to body. Okay. Yep. Activity around the 618 right here. So we came down, came back up, and look, this may go over some people's heads, but just look. Let's see if I can explain this simply. If you go in opposite directions. So if we come from 1, the 618 is the third fib down. So count 1 as 1, 0.75 as 2, 0.618 as 3. Everybody tracking so far? Let me know if you're tracking on how I'm counting the fib levels. 1 is 1. The second one is 0.75. The third is 0.618. Everybody tracking? All right, watch this. Without me changing the fib, I'm using the same counting system in the opposite direction. So 0 is 1. 0.25 is 2. 0.382 is 3. So the 618 and the 382 are the same distance in opposite directions. Does that make sense? Okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay, why did I ask that? Well, this is why. Because on gold, I was preaching 618, 618, 618. Well, it's the same here. But I want you to pay attention to the 618 or the third fib from either direction. Look at where all your activity is. 618-ish area. Look at all of this activity. 382-ish area. Same thing. So from the bottom up, same thing. Same thing. One direction is 618, another direction is 382. So it's the same thing. That's what you need to start paying attention to. In trading, you look for patterns that repeat themselves. So here, and even if you look from this fib, yes, Antoine, I'll show you the fib levels. It comes from 1 to 0, comes up to the 382 or the third fib and bounces, comes back to 0. Comes up to the third fib, goes a little above and bounces. Comes back down near 0. Then it shoots up. Yes, Marcy, I didn't want to get into too advanced a math lesson though, but yeah, that's right. So let's see now. We can either go body to body or we can go wick to wick. And again, I always tell you, there is no exact science. If there was an exact science, people would win every trade. So we, from this level, swing high to swing low. So we're looking to see what will happen around the 382 area. So look for it to come back to this area and possibly bounce down. So I will put a rectangle here. I will get rid of this noise. Here's where we are now, or here's where we started as a low. Here's where we are now. So now remove this noise. Here's your key area right here. If it rejects, sell it back down. Here's your targets. If it breaks out, your targets are simple. Just go for previous levels. Key area. Potential target on the sell. Potential target on the sell. Potential target on the sell. Not sell. Potential target on a buy. Potential target on a buy. And this is on the 4 hours, so you can drop down to the 1 hour and the 15. for intermediate targets. But I just like these. I just like these. So the gray is your key area for silver. We'll leave that just like that. All right. So that's the markup, Sunday setups. Gito, the difference is just consistency. If you go to the wick on one side, you need to go to the wick on another. If you go to the body on one side, go to the body on another. It's just consistency. You get more consistent readings when you do it like that. So guys, that's Sunday setups. I hope you learned something. As I always say, if you have questions, please put them in the chat. We'll make sure that they get addressed. Otherwise, be patient. Wait for setups. You do not have to rush trades. Wait for setups. For those of you who trading HFX, I'm working on a similar strategy on the HFX side. When I back test it enough times and it produces at least 8 out of 10 wins, I'll be sharing that as well. So as always, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you for being on. I appreciate your patience today, and let's have a great week. Love y'all.
Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.